This is Breakfast and Bets.
I had a little breakfast.
Let's get it. It is Sunday, October the 22nd, 2023. This is Breakfast and Bets and Bets, not Bretts. Breakfast and Bets. And I'm glad you woke up with myself. Y'all know who it is. I know. Ray G. I'm joined as always by my man Mitch Carl. You can find me on X at Ray GQ and find him at DFS and Donuts. NFL Week 7, we kick off here in a couple of hours. No early morning game, so we got to grind a little bit more this morning, and we'll spend a little more time just kind of shopping around. I know Mitch has some picks and some plays that he wants to talk about on the stream. I've got a few predetermined as well, but you know what? We're probably just going to shop around, see what we can find. Our goal is to find you some profitable bets. You can do that and join and get all of our picks over in our Dubclub product. Scan the QR code on the screen. There's links in the description. If the link ain't there right now, I'll make sure Jay Rich gets it in there before the end of the show. Use our promo code BFAST for the stream for $10 off that service. Over 12 cappers, providing you all types of picks from every damn sport you can think of. Esports, golf, tennis, MMA, boxing. I don't know what it is, but we are providing analysis and picks on that. Mitch, before we get into it, how are you this morning, my friend? How you feeling about Week 7, baby?
Good. I appreciate you, man. I'm ready to jump right in. I think there's some money to be made today. Listen, sometimes you look at the slate, you're like, ooh, a lot of touchy spots, right? I mean, last week, I think all but one game hit the under on the original line. So it was devastation across prop picking land, across sports betting world. I mean, I think I went 12-13 on the week. It was my first down week since week 2. It is what it is. Going to be transparent here. I have high expectations for Week 7. I think the games are phenomenal. 6 teams on bye. We have a handful of really good games on tap. I think the afternoon and the primetime game tonight, absolutely electric, man. So I'm ready to go. I got energy, and I've got the picks lined up today to start us off too.
And this is what I'm going to say today, because it seems like every time we do one of these streams live, at some point a play is going to get bumped. So if you hear us talking about there's great value here, just even if it's not 5 or 6, if you just want to lock one in, 2-pick, 3-pick, just get it in before the plays move. So Mitch, I'm going to go ahead and get you up on the screen, and we'll start this thing off. So let's go ahead and share screen. Here we go. Looks like you're starting in that Rams-Steelers game.
Oh, yeah, dude. I freaking love this game. There's a lot of good props in this one, dude. And I'm going to start with Cooper Kupp. Earlier this week, I took this line at over 90.5, posted it in Discord for members, -114 on MGM, -120 flip. You can see the line really has not changed too much. I mean, you can get a little bit better odds right now on FanDuel, -110, looking pretty fresh. FanDuel still, listen, for all you flipping unders, 42-plus legalized states, you got no more complaining, all right? If you're like, man, all I ever play is Prize Picks, all I ever play is XYZ, you got access, all right? You do have access here. You can rock the Fliff Sportsbook if you need to. Now, listen up. Cooper Kupp, been a machine at this prop line. It is an interesting line. Matter of fact, over the last 2.5 seasons, my guy here has hit the over in all but 2 games when not playing the Arizona Cardinals, which previously, before last week, were his kryptonite. And he had only been over in 1 of 5 games. But literally every other single game, and I don't have the number off the top of my head. I only had that written down for my notes, Ray. But I think it was 25 of 27 games he had over. So 91-plus yards. So I slammed this. This was my pick of the week. Earlier this week, I believe I posted this like Tuesday night or something, or Wednesday morning. And it's still my pick of the week. I don't care what else has come out. I love this play. And on top of that, man, oh my gosh, Ray, the Pittsburgh Steelers have been miserable against opposing wide receiver ones. Zay Flowers had 73 receiving yards. Nico Collins, 168. Devontae Adams, 172. Murray Cooper, 90. Brandon Ayuk, 129. That's 5 games the Steelers have played, and every single number 1 wide receiver smashed the over on their yardage prop. I think Cooper Kupp today ends up being the 6th player, the 6th number 1 against the Steelers that just goes nuclear. Steelers, I believe, are giving up the most yards per catch, 3rd most yards per catch in the NFL, which is incredible for a guy like Cooper Kupp averaging 17 yards per reception this year.
Yeah, Mitch, I am all over it. Give me all the Cooper Kupp that I can get. Yeah. And I saw you on this earlier in the week. I took it. Man, what was crazy, Mitch, and I'm trying to get us back up on screen real quick. What was crazy is I saw this line actually move a little bit on Fliff yesterday, down, like you said, 89.5. Yep. I'm with you on this one. all aboard the Cooper Cup train. Let's keep it rolling. There's another player on the same team. I'm going to check the odds for Mr. Puka Nakua's receptions. I know 4.5 on Fliff the other day was some nice value, but I got one right now for us, Mitch. I'm going to pull up my board. I'm going to pull up my screen, and this is a touchdown play, and it is a Fliff single, okay? So here we go right here. Got everything pulled up. I've already entered it in, so if you can catch it, I would highly advise you taking a look at Austin Eckler to score a touchdown today. Plus money on Fliff, plus 115. Every other book across the market, Pinnacle, minus 110. FanDuel, minus 120. DraftKings, minus 120. Pricing, Bovada, minus 125. But on Fliff, you are getting Austin Eckler, plus 115 to score a touchdown today. You see it right here. I've already got it pulled up. I've entered it in. I put a unit on it. Austin Eckler to score a touchdown in this one, rushing or receiving versus the Chiefs. This is the high point over-under point total. Give me the value. Only plus money on the board. Give me some Austin Eckler, Mitch.
That's a great pick, man. I believe he ended up in my touchdown parlay of the week as well. So I believe it, man. Listen, this guy is a touchdown machine. Number one fantasy scoring running back-to-back years for a reason. A lot of that was his touchdowns. Did not score last game. But you know what, Ray? He had the volume, man, and he was knocking on the doorstep. I think he was tackled on like the 1 yard line on a 4 or 5 yard reception inside the 5. So, I mean, he was knocking on the doorstep. He's due, right? And we got a big divisional game. It's going to be an Eckler game.
Yeah, give me the value, right? Give me the value. Everybody else giving you minus odds. Like, give me the plus money value on Austin Eckler, Mitch. Where do you want to roll now? So I know that wasn't a prize picks play, but listen, and J-Step said, of course, Fliff is down. Hey, J-Step, Fliff was tripping for me too, man. I had to like hit submit a couple of times, but it finally took the play. So if you can get Eckler at plus 115, go ahead and take that.
Yeah, and I know I like what Ray said. Listen, it's a value play on a sports book, right?
Yes.
Listen, this is a pretty minus EV play. While it is available, just to clarify, it's available there, but it's a pretty minus EV play. You're literally, if you're playing this here on Sportsbook, listen, it's cool. It's fine. Yep. You want to roll with it. Nobody's saying he can't score today, but when you're playing on a fixed site, like Prize Picks, it's probably more ideal to be sitting there focused on as many minus 130s and minus 140s as you can. And then you go play that play on Fliff and grab that touchdown prop for plus 115. You get the best of both worlds if you listen to Ray. So I like that a lot, man. I do like that a lot. There is a few plays here this morning I think are pretty solid. And you want to talk about a touchdown prop that looks pretty solid on Prize Picks? It's Travis Kelce. And the last I had looked at it earlier this week, I'm thinking the best line I remember seeing was a minus 130. I would imagine it's probably similar here. Let me see if I can pull him up quickly. Here's Travis Kelce. I've got all his markets, and here's the touchdown props over. And yep, the best line still is a minus 130. This exactly is the type of prop and the type of line with the type of odds that I'm trying to play on a site like Prize Picks, and also available on Underdog this morning, right? So you've got a good opportunity to play a very plus EV play. At least you're getting good value. Might not be incredible plus EV, but it is a very nice value. So I'm taking that there. And then Eckler, again, do what Ray said. You play him on Sportsbook, and there's the value. The best way to gamble across all these sites and books is to just grab the best value wherever it is. It's not to say, oh, man, Ray said take Eckler, so I'm going to play him on Prize Picks. Listen, it might work out, but that's not the best way to do things.
Right.
So make sure you're up.
Well, let's, man, I kind of want to stick around in this game a little bit, Mitch. I kind of want to look at this game. Chargers, Chiefs at home. Chargers coming off of that bad Monday Night Football loss. Divisional game. They always play each other tough. I think there's some ways that we can go about building some stuff out, either on Prize Picks or Fliff on here. And just a question for you, since you've got the odds finder tool pulled up, can you see what the books have Travis Kelce's receptions at? Because I know yesterday you could get it at 6.5 on Prize Picks. I'm not sure if the lines moved at all this morning on Prize Picks, but it's still sitting at 6.5 minus 150 to the over on Fliff. So I'm looking at a little same game parlay here potentially on Fliff.
Yeah, no, you're nailing it too, because Fliff right here has got it at minus 150, 6.5. Prize Picks and Underdog have moved it.
Okay.
So if you're on Fliff, I do like the same game parlay aspect. If you're looking for it as a straight, FanDuel is gifting you a minus 113 this morning. So you can snag that over 6.5 on Prize Picks. And if you're trying to, on FanDuel, and if you're trying to parlay it, I mean, Fliff's a good spot to do it if you're trying to put together one with Eckler.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. We just talked about Eckler, right? Touchdown, the value there. You catch some value with Kelce. So you could go a little 2 picks right there with 2 of the high usage rate players from that same game. Some other people had asked in the chat, Mitch, and I like doing this when people are in here. I saw Isaiah Pacheco. I'm trying to find what somebody asked about Pacheco. I'm assuming the rushing yards, potentially a TD for Isaiah Pacheco. But let's just check on Pacheco real quick. Let's check on Pacheco for the crowd. Yeah, Jimbo said it right here. What about Pacheco today? So let's see what we got. What are you seeing over there?
Yeah, pulled it up on the sports books. Is he looking for touchdown prop?
Let's just see do you see anything at all? I mean, he just asked what about Pacheco. So
just wants to browse it. We can browse it for him.
We can browse it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any standout lines here, at least on the parlay sites. Potentially, you could look at his, overall yardage since he is receiving a few more times per game lately. He's getting a few more passing downs. You see McKinnon almost getting phased out lately.
I see that. Yeah. I'm
nothing crazy though, bro.
Yeah, nothing crazy for me either. Yeah, I don't see anything crazy that sticks out to me real quick. Well, where do you want to go next, Mitch? What do you want to do? What do you want to take a look at next? I got a couple of things that I'm searching for in the background that we can pull up on the screen, but where do you want to go next?
Yeah, let's I'm going to type in Nakua as I am fat fingering my keyboard here. So wanted to highlight this one. This line opened at 58.5 this week, moved to 59.5 when I captured it earlier for Prize Picks. And here it is. It's already moved up to 60.5. And now it's on Sportsbook 61. It keeps on climbing. I think it's going to keep climbing, buddy. So I'm taking the over 60.5. I know I already posted it for members at 59.5, but I'm going to be honest. If you're catching this stream and it's the first time you've heard me talk about Nakua and you missed my Friday YouTube video that said grab Nakua over 59.5, 60.5 is fine. Listen, it's one more yard. A lot of receiving props and rushing yard props, once they start to get up there, I'm not terribly concerned about a yard or two. A guy's either going to hit the over or not. It's rare that these guys, even passing props too, right? It's rare at 220.5. They finish on either side of that by a yard. It's just they either have a great game or they don't. Nakua, listen, he had 11 targets in week 6. Stats did not follow him, but 11 out of Matt Stafford's 24 passing attempts went to Nakua. I believe he also had, 6 or 7 receptions? The yardage just did not come with it. It's going to happen today, man. The Steelers stink. They just keep getting up big plays. They do, brother. They're not getting a pass rush on these guys quick enough, and it's showing. These D-backs can't keep up these wide receivers down the field for 3.5 seconds per play. So here we go. We got Nakua. We got Kupp. I'm taking both yardages over today. And I think that they both hit. And there might be some negative correlation there, but I really don't care. I'm taking them both.
And Nakua, you said on Prize Picks he's 60.5, right?
Correct. Yeah, he's sitting at 60.5 this morning.
Okay, so I am building out, and I posted this for Dubclub members yesterday, and I'm pretty sure we can get close to the same odds. It's the same game parlay over on Fliff. I'm just checking one thing right now. Puka Nakua, 4.5 receptions is still up. So I'm building out the same game parlay right now, Mitch, and I've got Cooper Kupp. Let me share my screen really quickly. All right, here we go. So I've got Cooper Kupp over 90.5 yards. I've got Puka Nakua over 4.5 receptions. And because I looked this up yesterday, I'm pretty sure the passing touchdowns for Kenny Pickett is still something that I would like to take an under on. So I'm going to pull that up right now. We're shopping around. Let's go there. Kenny Pickett. Here we go. 1.5. Ugh. Same with DK right now, minus 215. But let me put this in and see what kind of odds we get right here, because this is a 3-pack that I put in to our Dubclub yesterday. Posted this for members yesterday. Passing touchdowns. Let's find it. Here we go. Kenny Pickett under 1.5. So we've got plus 375. And if you're feeling real good, like I did yesterday, and again posted this, we're going to take the Rams to get this one done, minus 185, plus 500. So when I posted this in the Discord yesterday, this was a plus 540 4-leg same game parlay, and I still like it. I mean, you're losing a little bit of value from yesterday, but that's what happens day of. But you got Cooper Kupp over 90.5 receiving yards. Puka Nakua, heavy juice to the over. This is already at 5.5 on Prize Picks at 5.5 receptions, but you're getting 4.5 on Puka Nakua. Kenny Pickett under 1.5 passing touchdowns, and the Rams money line. That's a nice plus 500 same game parlay there. I've already entered this like 2 different ways. So this is one that is being played, and we're going to roll with it today.
I dig it, man. You know, I'm going to be honest. I got to show a little bit of my Bills homerism.
Let's
if
do
you'll
it.
give me a spotlight for like 90 seconds.
We'll just keep. We're just giving the people plays, baby. We'll switch all day morning. Let's go.
100%. Listen, by the way, if you're tuned in right now, oh my word, you lucky, lucky dogs. Make sure you hit that like button right here on this channel for us. Support free content. You like free content, support free content. We'll keep giving it to you. You find Ray and me every Wednesday and Sunday together. You'll find Ray and Jay throughout the week. Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, a plethora of fantasy football content. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the noti bell. Make sure you come back every single morning for Wake Up. Now, I'm going to wake you up right now with some Josh Allen props. You know, I can't go a week without talking about the Bills. Last week, we absolutely smashed Stephon Diggs' pick of the week. Oh, it was gorgeous, man.
Yes.
We had plus odds all the way up to plus 260 to get I think we had over 100 yards. He finished with 10 catches, 100 yards, got the 100th yard on his 10th reception. Very lucky, very lucky. I'd rather be lucky than good, though. So we took cash. I'm taking more cash today. Give me Josh Allen over. Not this one. Sorry. Passing touchdowns. Give me Josh Allen over. He ain't going to throw an interception today. You kidding me? Give me over 1.5 touchdowns. I like the odds right now. They're very nice. Earlier this week, got them from minus 110 on BetMGM, and on Fliff, it was minus 115. And you can see BetMGM, same thing. Fliff, same thing. Very good odds. And it's not pulling this morning. Prize Picks underdog. But it's there. So we've still got Josh Allen over 1.5. Not a plus EV play. It's a data-driven play. And here's the data. Last 5 games against the Patriots, he's hit the over in 4 of 5. 75% of the road games over the last 2 seasons, he has hit the over. That's just what Josh Allen does. That's what a lot of superstars do on the road. They put their team on the back, and they thrive. They excel. They produce, and they pump out W's for their teams. Josh Allen does that. He's over in 3 straight games, despite the Buffalo Bills looking like trash. And on top of that, which I love the most, this is very cool. First off, Bills are 9-point favorites, strong money line. Josh Allen in wins over the last 2.5 seasons averages 2.5 touchdown passes and hits the over in 83% of the games. So if you think that the Vegas lines and the sports bettors are saying Bills are going to win, they're going to win big on the road, well, literally every single data-driven point and trend suggests that Josh Allen on over 1.5 touchdowns has a really high probability. The only thing that doesn't tell you that is the odds. For me, that screams a value. Grab that minus 110 on MGM. Grab that minus 115 if you need it on Fliff.
Yeah, and Mitch, there are a couple of people, and I wanna really kind of hammer home on this point because there are a couple of people asking about. They want to go back to the Rams games, and they're saying, well, if you guys like Cooper Kupp's yards and you like Puka Nakua's yardage and you like Puka Nakua's receptions, should we not be smashing the over Matthew Stafford's passing yards? And I'll say the theory of that sounds right. It sounds like, yeah, absolutely. But it's not what the data says. And we are trying to provide profitable bets. We're trying to find the value, exploit the discrepancies in the sports betting market, and try to find plays that are essentially, in our favor when we press the button. And looking at Matthew Stafford right now, Mitch, and maybe you can pull him up on the odds finder, on the MySparry odds finder tool, just to kind of show why we are not hammering Matthew Stafford's over, even though it feels like, okay, if all these other players are going to go over, this should be, and he very well may do that. But the data points right now are not saying that's a play that we should be taking right now. So let's pull that up. So here we go. We've got Stafford. Those are the pass attempts. I don't know if you're on mute, Mitch, but we can't hear you.
Yeah,
See you highlight. There you go.
I was. Keep muting myself so no one hears me coughing. But passing attempts, slight lean to the under this morning. So, suggesting potentially hammer the rock with, Chris Evans, whoever else ends up back there this weekend. And passing completions, we do not have an open line for it right now, or I'm not scrolling down far enough.
We just want to look at the yards. There we go. The yards. Here we go.
260 and a half, even odds basically on both sides. And again, listen, I like what Darren Johnson said, and I think you can do something like that on FanDuel, DraftKings, grab a single game parlay, alt line, Stafford 200+ yards with, Nakua 50+ and Kupp 80+, something like that, right? But I think if you're trying to put something together like this, it's probably not ideal. And part of that is just because I mean, these guys are soaking up like 75% of the pass targets. There is a path here where they both hit their overs, but Stafford doesn't hit his over on his yardage. They did because they're getting a ton of targets, but Stafford only threw the ball 24 times, so to speak. So,
Yep. And we had a super chat in here. Appreciate you, Mix, for the super chat. Any thoughts on DJ Moore's yards or to score a touchdown? I'm looking at his yards right now, 56 and a half. A slightly juiced to the under at 56 and a half yards on DraftKings, slightly juiced to the under on Fliff, and it's 56 and a half on the parlay site. So for me, thinking about this one, the data's not telling me to take an over on this one. I don't really have a strong lean at all either direction. So for the DJ Moore yards, I would just stay away. It's a brand new rookie quarterback, Tyson Bagent. I don't want to touch it because of that. And then more importantly, just the data. Nothing screams smash DJ Moore either direction today.
I got a question for you, and maybe you can just kind of dive into the analysis aspect of this. But, I'm on Ross St. Brown. Been a guy I've been struggling with, trying to figure out what I want to do with him this week. And I've been looking at both his receptions and his yardage props. And they both seem like semi low-hanging fruit as far as where the line was set for him. However, it's the Ravens. Ravens, very good defense this season. Do you have a strong lean on like what to expect out of this team, out of this game today? Gibbs in the backfield, no Monty, and is Amon-Ra St. Brown in a spot to pop off, or what? What's going on here?
Man, you know what? The NFL has been so up and down. You talked about how brutal it was last week. This should be one of the more competitive games on the slate this weekend with Baltimore and Detroit playing in this one. But a lean to any direction, man, honestly, I don't. I look to the books to give me some direction. And right now it's pretty just flatlined across the board. If anything, Fliff's got some slight juice to the under 6.5. I don't ever feel good about taking an under on Amon-Ra. But for me, I am very just, it's just data driven, right? Like I have given up the life of me trying to cap and do. I'm just not good enough to do that. I must not know football good enough. So I just trust the data. And right now it's just telling me I'll just wait and see on that one. I don't have to. Maybe I could wait until closer to kickoff time to place that bet. But right now, honestly, Mitch, my gut is like, oh yeah, he's going to smash 6.5 receptions. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I thought Michael Penix would smash 355 yards last night, and the game finished 7 to 15 with Penix sub 300 yards. So I just trust the data, man. That's just how I roll.
I feel you. And listen, hey, for anybody who wants to trust the data, let me show you a quick example of how you can do that on your own if you're sitting there and you need free access, right? I mean, listen, we're not trying to pull every penny out of your pockets. We do have a premium aspect to what we offer, and we do that to try to line people's pockets with our time and effort that we put in. Listen, you want to outsource your time and effort? We'll do that for you. And you could do that for less than $20, a few lattes, and you're right there. You get me, you get Ray, you get 10 others, and a bunch of tools. Now, let me show you this. This is the MySprite Odds Finder. Just go to mysprite.com. You can use it on your own. There is a way. Let's say, here's an example. I throw up the receptions. I'm going to go through here. I simply am scrolling down. I'm drinking my coffee, and I'm looking for outlier lines. I want to see, is there anybody where I'm scrolling that I see on PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, Parlay Play that pop off like this, where I'm looking across and I've got minus 135, minus 125 decent line, minus 150, minus 135, minus 130, minus 130. Everybody screaming to the under on Curtis Samuel. And you see him there on PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper. It means there's a pretty solid value there. You could grab the under 3.5. This is not being data driven. This is not focusing on analytics. This is just saying, I'm not smarter than a sports book. I am just going to take where the value is on a fixed price like PrizePicks, an underdog, right? So we got Samuel there, and I'm going to keep on scrolling because, again, you have the opportunity to do this. Well, here's a way to hammer the books. Listen, you got access to sports books. Check out this line that just stands out. Again, you're just looking for value. You don't need to watch any football. Listen, we all do, of course, but you don't need to be a profitable bettor. You could just play the lines here. Every single book slamming so much juice on the over. Minus 140 all the way up to minus 175. Very sharp book and Pinnacle minus 166. And then FanDuel sitting here giving you a gift of over 2.5 receptions for Darius Slayton minus 128. That's a fine plus EV option right there. And you could keep on scrolling. You could do this. This is a single market out of everything we offer here. And you could just keep on going down the line. Here's another one. Devontae Parker, under 2.5 receptions. Not a single book better than minus 130. Can you grab that on Prize Picks? Absolutely. So on and so forth. And you can create Flex 6, Flex 5, whatever you want to do on your own time. Now, this morning, Ray and I are trying to hammer out a few picks we like, things we researched, things that stood out, things that maybe are both a nice value and align with our data and our research that we put in throughout the week. But man, you got time to do it? I suggest everybody come on here, hop on here whenever the stream ends, or follow along with us while we're here and just keep grabbing the value. Jonathan Taylor over 2.5 receptions. Again, another juiced line virtually every single place. There are so many lines like this throughout every single week that you can come on here and find really solid plays. And I have a lot of members in Discord, and they're in chat, and they tag Ray, they tag me. What do you think of this? Ray and I often don't have a ton of thoughts. Listen, there are thousands of player prop lines. If we had a thought and an opinion on every single line, we'd be lying to you.
Yeah, we'd be full of it. We'd be full of it. Absolutely full. And anybody out there telling you that they've got a thought or they've got some rationale for every game, every damn player, whether that be the punter or the left defensive end, they're full of it. They're full of it.
As the youngins say, that's a cat.
What?
Wait, do they say that's a cat or they just say cat?
I don't know. Is that what the young kids say? We got one right here. Jaron says, what website is that again? Mitch, pull it up one more time for Jaron. He wants to know what the website is.
Listen, there's a lot of tools here. You just want to click up here. MySparty.com has a bunch of them. All right. You guys can grab extra betting articles. You can grab the tools. You can go right here. This is the odds finder, and it'll pop you up to my hosted odds finding site, which is still an extension of MySparty.com, which is why I say just go to MySparty.com. You'll see it. You'll grab it. And you guys can do all the research you want. Again, listen, I mean, there's extra stuff there too. So if you're sitting here like, man, let me try to put together a parlay and you only have access to Fliff, well, Ray, you and I don't talk about this. We don't need to, because we just think that people go to the website here and you guys can pop these up. You can pull these up and you can hop on here and do some work. Listen, you only have access to Fliff. This is MLB. Let me click NFL. So you click NFL, you click Fliff, bang. We have every single Fliff sportsbook line pulled in. We've got the probability factor. We got last year's times these to hit the over, last 5 times they've hit the over, so on and so forth. And then our confidence level based on our model, the trend showing you green means it's happened 5 times in a row, so on and so forth. You guys can do this, mess around with your Zoom based on your desktop, so you can blow it up, make it look real pretty on your site. But you guys can do all sorts of stuff. And listen, if you're good with Excel, you can do all sorts of filtering in here and make your own model. How cool is that? You guys can make your own models, MLB, NHL, NFL, NBA. It's right there. It's on the site. So just go to MySparty.com, have some fun. And if you want access to, a dozen premium cappers, I mean, listen, if this is the stuff we put out there for free, what do you think's behind closed doors?
Hit the club. Go ahead. Since you're on the tool, pull up the Eagles game for us. Everybody's excited. Philly, Miami, man. A lot of scores, a lot of points, a lot of air yards, all kinds of stuff. Good receivers on both sides of the ball. And I think we got a little value with A.J. Brown. I went ahead and locked it in. Mitch. A.J. Brown's receptions right now on Fliff are 5.5. And you look across the books, Prize Picks has this at 6, Underdog at 6 as well. Receptions for A.J. Brown. Everywhere else, 5.5 receptions for A.J. Brown. But Fliff is the spot, minus 135. DraftKings, minus 140. FanDuel, minus 138. So on and so forth. So when you're just talking about some value right here, we've got it pulled up. Went ahead and put that in. So if you have access to Fliff and you're just trying to find some value, A.J. Brown over the 5.5 receptions, you see it right here, 135 pricing, minus 135 pricing, best that you're getting across the board right now. Go ahead and lock A.J. Brown in. I went ahead and put that in. You see the ticket submitted. There it is, A.J. Brown over 5.5 receptions, minus 135 on Fliff. Locked it in, Mitch.
I like it. Throw the odds finder up real quick for me. I want to show people too. Listen, fam, it's right there on Sleeper. Listen, Ray's calling out the Fliff play. Play it. Bang it out right there. 42 plus states have access. But it's there on Fliff for you guys on Sleeper, who are trying to hammer that out too. Don't feel stuck that you're on a single. There are so many options. Ray and I talk about this before too. There are so many options to play lines. Nobody should be taking bad lines on one site because that's where they're comfortable. What a terrible way to gamble. You're going to lose your money long term.
Hold on, Mitch. Hold on. Say that again. Let me pull us up. I'll get the screen back up, but repeat that, because I think a lot of times people are like, all I have is Prize Picks, and I
Yeah.
can't get 5.5 on Prize Picks, so I'm just going to play it at 6 or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. Just repeat that one more. That's an important point to hammer home.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, there are so many options. Do not feel like you are beholden to one place because that's where you're most comfortable. What a silly way to gamble. You're going to end up being a long-term loser. Honestly, this is the cold hard fact. If you are slamming bumped lines, bad lines, minus EV lines on a single site every single week because that's the app you like using, then call this a hobby. Stop watching shows. Stop, subscribing places because you're just going to lose your money forever. I'm just listen. Should somebody who runs a premium service say that? I don't care. This is the truth that you need to hear. You need to be taking the value wherever it is across all books, all sports, all sites, and that's the best way to be betting on sports. So don't get stuck and you'll put yourself in a really good spot to be long-term profitable. Ray's been doing this for a long time. I've been doing it for a long time. We're not playing bad lines, man. We're just not going to do it.
No. We're not going to do that. And for anybody out there watching, I'm in Texas, so I don't have access to FanDuel and DraftKings yet. I still have 15 plus books that I use between the parlay sites and some other books. So there is a way. If you really want to be profitable long term, there's a way to do that. So Eli said, "How do I sign up for the premium?" You either scan the QR code in the top left of the screen, or the second line in the description of this video, Eli, will get you access to that. Make sure you use the code BFAST so you can get $10 off and try that out. So make sure you use that code, QR code at the top, or link in the description. Mitch, we got some people asking about Lamar Jackson. I see Jay
like
Steph
it.
talking about Max Crosby. Do you want to pull up some Lamar? Where do you
Yeah,
want to go?
dude, I
Go ahead.
gamble on Lamar Jackson all the time. This
All right.
dude is the best, man. Every single week, he doesn't get the respect he deserves. Former MVP here has an opportunity. I think, honestly, should be in the running for it again this year. I know. He's not the best stats guy every week passing-wise, but he's getting a lot more passing opportunities. A lot of different lines I like for him this week. Earlier this week, I liked his passing attempts. That's been bumped a little bit. You can still grab that if you want over 29.5 on MGM minus 120. I think it's a fair line. But I went where the value is. I know this is a popular one. You see a bunch of people basically just copying each other on Twitter. It's very annoying. Listen, man, just go out there and do your own thing. Make people money the best way you can, but do it originally. Be organic here with what you're doing. I want to show you a line I think is phenomenal. DK giving you plus 110 to the over 9.5 rushing attempts and slamming it on Prize Picks and Underdog. Listen, they bumped this down. I don't care. Give me the freaking over 9. Let me talk about this one. It's just dripping with value, buddy. Now, at home, last 2 years, he's hit the over 9.5. I'm talking 10 plus carries in 10 of 13 games. He's averaged 12 carries per game at home. And on top of that, what I like the most here is in games. And you called it out in the beginning of this stream, Ray. You said it's going to be a very competitive game. Could be one of the best games of the week. If you go back the last 3 years of Lamar Jackson's career and you look at games that have been settled within 10 points, this man smashes the over 80% of the time. If it's a close game, Lamar Jackson, and I said this in the beginning of the show with Josh Allen, superstars go out there in big games and they do superstar things. And don't get it twisted. Lamar Jackson is a superstar both on and off the field. I love this guy. I love taking the over here. I think that Detroit's pass rush potentially even makes them tuck it and run a few times today. Everyone's talking about the pass rush. Well, I think that's also why maybe, just maybe, the pass attempt volume might be down a little bit. Yeah, he might drop back 40 times. But what if he tucks it and runs it 12 times? Passing attempts is going to hit the under. Rushing attempts will hit the over in that scenario. And I want to give you this one too. This is a really cool stat. And I talked about this last week. Anytime Lamar Jackson has had 9 or more carries. Now, because last week we took over 8.5 rushes, he has hit 40 plus rushing yards in over 90% of the game. So I think there's a really interesting parlay here. If you want to go on a sports book and you want to grab the over 9.5, like go right to DK, put a single game parlay in, take Lamar Jackson over 9.5 carries with Lamar Jackson alt line of 40 plus rushing yards, and you're going to get yourself like a plus 180, maybe a plus 200, and a very, very good parlay.
Man, you've got me looking around at some Lamar stuff right now, and I'm looking at this rushing market in this game, and it looks like there's this Gibbs, what is it, Jahmyr Gibbs, 55.5 on Prize Picks. Looking at this Russian line, not bad for Gibbs. Lamar, 54.5 on Prize Picks and 51.5 across all the other books. Interesting potential middle opportunity here. Would you be brave enough to middle that Lamar Jackson under 54.5 rushing yards on Prize Picks, but then take an over on either DK or Fliff? Just curious on that one. Nothing official here, but just thinking about this one a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you have access to all the books too, I think the best middle opportunity. Look at FanDuel.
Oh my gosh.
57.5. I mean, that's over a 10% difference. We're talking about a 12% difference. I think the middle opportunity is there. Oh, you take the over on Cliff, and then you take if you have other books, you grab those, of course. Yep. And then you grab the under 57.5 and you can middle that. I think that's a pretty solid middle. For me personally, again, you just wanted my opinion. I think that's in play. But here's the value, man. Just give me that plus 110. I think you're smashing it today. I think all the data in the world tells me if this game is close, and again, just comes down to that. And I think this game's going to be close. These are two evenly matched teams. Mm-hmm. And I'm just taking the over 9.5 carries, man. I think it's a really freaking good lineup, plus 110. I love it. I loved it all week.
Pull that back. Let me go back to this. So the 110 is money. I mean, you just take that, you play that, look at the value there. But if you are in a state that does not offer, FanDuel and DraftKings, I'll just say this for us flip users out there in the great state of Texas. I don't even mind plus 100 for Lamar. The same thing. I can't get anything else. I can't get 105. I cannot get 110. I cannot. But I'm still getting plus money right here where FanDuel, it's, a little bit of value, right? Minus 102, minus 103, I'm still getting a little bit of plus money there. So I don't mind taking this on flip either. And I'm actually going to lock this in, Mitch.
Ooh, I like it, man. We're going with the collab pick. Over
I'm going to lock that in. And sometimes when you're in those ineligible states, like you're trying to find the best of your market. Like, what are the best values that you could play? If you sit back and say, I can't take these FanDuel plays, so I don't want to play anything, then you'll just be sitting on the sidelines watching. This is for where we are at and what we have access to. This is the best line that you can get for Lamar Jackson's attempts. So, yeah, I like that. I'm going to run that. I'm actually putting that in right now. So if you've got something else you want to look at, or if we want to look at something from the chat, we can do that as well. Because I'm getting this damn play in. I'm getting this damn play in. So that's where I'm at right now. Let me go ahead and get those attempts. Lamar, over 9.5. Let's go ahead and lock that in. Boom.
I'm going to show people, too, if you want to throw this back up on the Parlay Builder. Listen, here's the deal. So I clicked Flip. I mean, listen, I want people to enjoy what they do out there. Sports betting is fun as heck, right?
Yeah.
MySparty.com, we got a bunch of tools you can use. You want premium access? You know how to get it. Use promo code BFAST, all right? We'll catch you inside Discord. Click the Flip button. Click Detroit, Baltimore. Click rushing attempts, right? I mean, you and I are talking about it. We want to know. Here's Lamar Jackson, all right? Now, he's hit the over last year, 58% of the time at 9.5. Last 5 games, he's hit the over 6% of the time. So there's not like a clear lean data-wise. Okay, you had to dig deeper. And this is why I like to leave this free. People can go in here. They can do the research they want that is helpful, and it gives them like a compass. This is a compass, man. You come in here, and you guys can find really interesting lines, really interesting things by sorting through everything, all right? Honestly, like you just want to come in here and be like, all right, well, who's been smashing the over the last 5 games? Well, then just sort the last 5 games. I've got Fliff and rushing attempts up, and you can check it that way. That's, here's one. Again, listen, Josh Allen. Under 4.5 rushing attempts on Fliff. The odds are plus 115. He's hit the under in 5 straight games. Okay? So here's a nice quick way to use this as a compass. And then if you want to do more research after that, I suggest you do so. Okay? That's the way to do this. You can see a quick answer. Well, there you go. And you want to put together maybe a little parlay action. All right. You go to the, last year's data, and then maybe you sort out all lines over 80%. And then you look at the last 5, all lines over 60%. And you can pare down your lists. Let me see. I haven't done this in a long time. Greater than 0.8. All right. And I know we're a little off track here, but it is what it is, man. That's how I roll. 0.6. And boom, I made myself a little short list. And look, The only guy that pops off right here is going to be Keontae Ingram. Grabbing the under 9.5. Again, that's going to be a lot of data based on the fact that, it wasn't a starter last year. So you guys can do all this research for any prop category you want. You can use the MySpread.com odds finder to find the best lines once you've done your research.
All right, I am going to answer one of the questions in here. Rico, the Bijan Hunter, said, best bet of the day is Michael Mayer over reception. So I actually found one in here that I like for Prize Picks, and it is moving as we speak. So let's just pull this up, and let's talk through why I'm not going to touch Michael Mayer right now. There's nothing up in the Prize Picks market on the parlay sites. It's sitting at 2. And then you look at this right here. I mean, at 2.5, heavy. I mean, minus 195 to the under, minus 160, even FanDuel, minus damn near 150 to the under 2.5 receptions. So for me, I'm probably going to stay away from it. My gut is, oh yeah, Michael Mayer should smash. And Rico said, yeah, dang, I got it at 2. I could see how that would have been a good play at 2. But right here, I didn't even know, but Tyler Scott on Prize Picks, 1.5 receptions for Tyler Scott. You look across the board, minus 130 to the over on DraftKings. It's juice to the over on Fliff. You go down the board, minus 131, minus 125. So Tyler Scott right now looking like the best odds that you could find, minus 119 on Prize Picks, over 1.5 receptions. Now, this is the data. Take it. If you're like, man, Ray, I don't know, this is a backup receiver, young quarterback, like take what you like, leave what you don't. But that's just an example. And I know Rico said it was when it was at 2, but this is how I kind of look at things. Even though my gut or my heart might say Michael Mayer, yeah, man, he's been on a tear. He's got 9 receptions or 11 targets in his last 2 games, and they're getting him acclimated in the offense. Right now, the data points are just saying, nah, Ray, if you're going to do anything on this one, the obvious play would be to go to the under, but nothing is up. But that's just sort of the process and the walkthrough when you're trying to just identify profitable bets. Leave the subjectivity out of it. We're just trying to figure out where the odds makers, where the books may have mispriced some things opposed to some other players. And I see Devontae Adams. Since we're here, let's just look at where Adams is, okay? 6 on Prize Picks. Yeah, Fliff. I mean, if you wanted to take an Adams over on anything, you don't want to touch it on FanDuel. You don't want to touch it on MGM. Well, you would want to touch it on MGM. No Caesars. Fliff, you got it at minus 140. So you could build out a same gamer somewhere with Devontae Adams. If I were going to take it, it would be on Fliff.
Ray, I was just doing a little research here on the side. I want to talk about it real quick because, listen, Sunday Night Football, man, this game's going to be epic. Yeah. 2 5-1 powerhouses, offenses off the charts. Let's talk about a couple superstars, man. Tyreek Hill, I want to talk about this one. I think there's some really solid value here. Prime time Tyreek Hill, under the lights, Sunday Night Football. Eagles missing a couple cornerbacks this week. Tyreek Hill, man, he's going to feast. I don't care if people are saying, oh, they're going to bracket coverage. No, they're not. Everybody tries to bracket coverage Tyreek. Does not matter. Guy catches a crossing pattern. He just houses it because he's the fastest man in the freaking world. And give me Tyreek Hill to score a touchdown. Minus 105. You want value. Man, we are showing you all the Fliff value on earth today. I like me some Tyreek Hill to score a touchdown. Same thing over here. Give me Jalen Hurts. I don't care if they butt push him into the touchdown. This man continues to score. Good odds here on Fliff. Over a half a touchdown, minus 125. And my man, check it out. You could grab both of these on Prize Picks right now.
Bang.
Yeah.
Bang. There it is.
Listen, man, this is a superstar lineup. Kelsey, Allen, Lamar, Jalen, and Tyreek. What do you think about these two plays? I know you like to go plus EV only on Prize Picks, but what do you think about the plays in general on Fliff?
Man, I like them. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. Here's the thing. It's not that are there times where, I'm sitting back, Mitch, and I'm going to be honest, and I'm just like, you know what? I like my USC Trojans. I'm betting on Caleb Williams. Absolutely. But by and large, and those picks still get tracked. You can go to Pickett, RayGQ, Verified Bet Tracker. All of my stuff is up. But when I'm really 99.9% of all my bets, like I'm just trying to find either plus EV or just value. I want to find value. Where can I catch an edge? 3 yards, 4 yards of difference, and the juice and the money are leaning in my direction. It's just changed the way that I've been able to grow my own personal bankroll, have been able to cash out and become profitable. That's the whole goal. And some people have different motivations. Some people just want to have fun. I want to find profitable bets, so I'm looking for the value and the discrepancies just about every single time. But in the case of what you just posted, I do like those plays. I do like them. I'm not going to lie about that. I do like them.
Listen, we both like having fun. You know what's most fun out there for everybody? Put cash in your pockets. You know, betting is fun until you start taking a bunch of L's. So, you know, listen, focus on what Ray's picket is. You can see my picket. We show it all the freaking time. And anytime we haven't gone actively out there to show, just go look it up, man. It's all synced, publicly synced every day, every week at least. You know, take a look at it, and you're going to see a long-term profit. And we're not trying to be snake oil salesmen here. We're just trying to give you what we're betting on. You do what you want with this info today. This is just Ray and I saying, we like this, not what you need to do. You guys make your own big boy decisions, big girl decisions. You pull your own pants on, and you enter those wagers yourself if you feel the need to do so and you want some action on some of these games. That Sunday Night Football game is going to be a lot of fun, man. I have a few extra parlays made for that game itself just so I can enjoy myself. The one thing I'm going to say about tonight's game specifically, man, the whole world's taking all the overs, including myself, just talked about it. We've seen what happens sometimes when the entire industry, the betting world, everyone's like, oh, man, this game's going to be over 51.5 with these 65 points, 9 touchdowns. Man, we've seen some clunkers when the public is saying over.
Are there any opportunities in that game? Now you got me looking in that game. Any under opportunities that just sort of scream under right now? And I'm looking really quick, Mitch. I'm in the receiving yards. I don't see anything there in the receiving yard market. Let's go player receptions.
I'd like to talk about that, Ray.
Okay.
I like your question. It's a great way you phrase it. Is there any unders you like in that game? I think with a game like this, you have two options. I think you can trust that the offenses are going to do what they do. You got alphas out there all over the field at almost every position. Wide receivers, you got a little tight end action with Goddard. You got some good defensive players racking up good defensive stats, too. Don't overlook it. Mm-hmm. You've got the quarterbacks going ham. Running backs on both sides have opportunity. So you can say, man, I think this game's going over, and you can start looking for the best value there. Or I think if you're saying, I'm a little nervous, you just look at the game total and you just grab the under. You don't try to figure out which of these superstars is not going to have a good game. Man, I don't like betting against superstars very often. You know what I can do? In a big game, maybe the nerves hit. Maybe it's Sunday night under the lights. You got two powerhouses clashing. I don't know, missed a couple drops, some penalties, missed field goals, turnover or two, and all of a sudden the under hits. And I think that's the only way to take things is either grab those player props and say, yeah, this is going to be a great game. Or number two, you just look for the under for the game total. And let me show you what the game total is just so you guys you have a little bit of information in your pocket. I'm not telling you what to do. I just think this is the path if you want to go that route. I'm pulling up, not team total, excuse me. I'm going to go total points, and I am going to grab Philly. And, I need matchup back. Okay, so the game total right now sits at 52. On Fliff would be your best spot. You can grab 52. Oh, no, actually, sorry. Caesar's 52.5. Yep. So that would give you the most leeway. You could just grab the under 52.5 minus 110, or I think, honestly, you just invest in the player props to the over.
I've got a couple of questions in here, and I'll just answer them very quickly. Jay Evans says, Kenneth Walker under rush attempts. The answer to that question, in my opinion, is no. The value does not scream an under on Kenneth Walker's rush attempts. Ritter's completions is interesting, though, Jay. I see you asked that about Ritter's completions. 18.5 on Prize Picks, 19.5 everywhere else. It's the best spot to get it. If you want to take an over on Ritter completions, then Prize Picks is the way to go. Probably not enough value for me to feel comfortable or confident taking it, but if that's the route that you want to go, then that's fine. My boy Gene, one of the content creators over here at DD, host of the Off of the Line podcast. Highly recommend you guys check that out. They talk a lot of betting stuff over there as well. But he says Sam Laporta under 4.5 receptions. And we'll end with this one, Mitch, because Jay Stepp earlier in the stream also mentioned a Sam Laporta, Mark Andrews combo touchdown play that he wanted us to kind of touch on. So if you can pull up the Detroit lines, we're back in Baltimore. We're back in the Baltimore game. pull up Sam Laporta's numbers. Gene says plus 4.5, under 4.5 receptions. What do we have on the old tool over there?
Hey, Gene, appreciate you watching this morning. Great question,
Holy
dude.
shit.
Listen, man, Gene's right. And now I know why he
boy.
talks about sports betting on his podcast. You got juiced unders everywhere. This is a very nice plus EV line on Prize Picks on Underdog. You know, if you can find out a parlay player sleeper, listen, I haven't refreshed this since the stream started an hour ago, so it could be there. But listen, look at these lines, man. That's a great line.
Man, I am checking right now, and is it still up? It's still up. It is still there. And just to read it, since I'm on here, last 3 games 4-3-4, and then he had 5-5 versus Seattle and Kansas City. So, yeah, good call, Gene. That's a very, very good call right there on Sam Laporta. And then I'm looking at the Mark Andrews Sam Laporta touchdown combo that J Step called out earlier. Just looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, one of those of all the targets that they get, somebody's scoring a touchdown. And Baltimore, Gene says, just some extra analysis on top of that. Baltimore top 3 at covering tight ends. So that just is more icing on the top of the cake, a cherry on top of the cake for those of you who want to take that under. So Mitch, I think we got 5 built out on Prize Picks. Let's can we show that and give people that slip real quick before we get out of here? Because I still want to grind, man. I want to grind. I got to set some fantasy lineups. It's almost 10 o'clock. Let's show what we got built out.
All right, no doubt. So these are just kind of some of the top lines of the top players we talked about today. Listen, there were so many, though, right? I mean, make sure you guys go back through. Here are the most recent ones I've clicked on Prize Picks. Kelsey to score. Allen over 1.5. Again, not plus EV. Lamar Jackson, not plus EV, but I love it. Lamar Jackson over 9. Jalen Hurts to score a rushing touchdown. Tyreek Hill to score a touchdown. Samuel Laporta, very plus EV, under 4.5 receptions. Now, listen, you guys want to find some plus EV plays. Again, you guys can either two options. Number one, you can use the mysprary.com odds finder. You can go through, some of these really good markets, which, Ray and I didn't talk about the tackles and assists today. But that is routinely one of the best categories to find plus EV plays. Yes. And I know it. I know. Ray just said it. He's going to go grind out some slips. So am I. We got other cappers inside Discord. They're going to be looking at this stuff. You're going to get probably several Flex 5, Flex 6s here all the way up until lock. You'll probably get several bets. I'm telling you right now, I still have my Sunday morning sports betting picks to put in there, and I'll probably throw at least one more slip in there as well. So you're going to get some action inside Discord. It's a good time to join if you want. I dropped that link in chat a few times, but again, down below, right below us, promo code BFAST. Grab that link. I think he said it's the second link in the description. It's right there, man. You grab that link, use that promo code. You'll see, holy moly, this is pretty cheap. This is affordable. We're not trying to penny pinch anybody. Get some action in for a month here. NBA on Tuesday, Ray. Listen, the people are going to be eating NBA, NFL. There's NHL. People are posting for college football, tennis. I mean, it's literally, you thinking about that sport, it's getting capped. So check us out inside the Dubclub. And listen, 230-something people all day today.
Yes,
we appreciate you immensely. And come back every day this week on Ray's channel. Catch me and Ray together Wednesday and Friday. And if you guys want a little extra, listen, man, you just grab me on Twitter at DFS and Donuts. And I'm there all day, every day.
We appreciate you, Mitch. We appreciate everybody being in the stream, over 230 strong. This is something that I really want to continue to do, especially with the NBA popping up. So whether it's a stream or just a posted video, make sure you stay tapped in to this channel. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and like. Make sure you check out Mitch's channel as well. But most importantly, join the Dubclub. I'm telling you right now, I mean, there's some times where I don't feel like grinding anything out, so I just go look at other people's picks, and there's just so many, whether it be Fliff, whether they be parlay play, whether it be underdog, prize picks, everything is in there. Sometimes I just want to sit back and just pull plays from other people to cash out. These people are in there putting in a lot of work to provide profitable bets for you, so please use that code, scan the QR code, check it out for a month. It costs you really nothing to check it out for a month, and I guarantee if you like it and you want to make money, this is the place to be. So we thank everybody for being here on this stream. Myself and Jay Rich will either be live tomorrow or posting something tomorrow on this channel, and I know Mitch will be doing that as well. NBA is back. I don't know how the hell we're going to do an hour stream with NBA and just the different pockets and areas in which we can attack the NBA, but that's going to be a fun thing, Mitch.
That's going to be the life, my man. Listen, these are fun streams. I love when we get our hour together. But NBA, oh, dude, that's a different beast. Ray and I joking about the other week, and how Steph Curry, throwing up 13 threes. Can't have a better sweat than watching him at the Oracle trying to hit the over 4.5 3-pointers. Right now, we'll be doing some shows together on the channel for NBA as well. Even if they're short, they'll be there. At least some videos. So it's going to be exciting, man. It's a great time. This is literally, we are entering the best, probably about 5 months span of sports betting every year. So like Ray said, if there's any time to check us out, now's the time. Can't be a better time with NBA, NFL. And again, listen, our respect. Appreciate you right there in chat. That's right, man. 200 plus people. I want to see 200 plus likes as you guys leave. It's right there in your cell phone. Just click it.
I need some prayers too, man. I was at the damn Rangers game on Friday, man. Live betting it. I'm thinking we had it. We leave at the top of the 8th. Next thing you know, damn Altuve hits a 3-1 home run. I mean, I was sick driving home thinking I had the win, man. That's why you don't count your damn chickens before they hatch. But yes, this is a sweet spot for sports betting, so we're glad you're here. Stay locked in. Join the Dubclub. Good luck today. Enjoy that football, and let's make some money. We'll see y'all.